Hello friends, welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. So unscheduled stream, I just wanted to say hello. Quite a few people found me on Reddit today, so if you do happen to tune in, feel free to ask questions in the chat or say hello. And I've been wanting to work on a tool to allow me to manage the chat a little bit better during the live streams. So let me switch to my screen. What's that? It's okay, and actually let me adjust my camera real quick. Yeah, a little better, cool. But here's the idea. So a lot of times while I'm streaming, I'm watching the chat and I'm trying to respond to as much as I can, but a lot of times I'll for whatever reason, accidentally miss a shout out or a question. So I wanted to make a tool where I could basically mark messages as read. So as they come into the live stream, I can just click a message, it'll gray it out, and I'll know that I've already at least seen that message. Maybe I'm not gonna call it out on stream, but at least I've seen it. So I wanna build something like that, and there happens to be an API where I can get the latest chat messages, and there are some chats in the chat, so I have some example data that I can play with. Hello Momo, welcome to the stream. Paradise Blood, Ivan, William, hello, hello, welcome. And as the title states below, this is just a chill stream, not meant to be a tutorial, but you can see me navigating the docs and attempting to build a thing. And Dauber, hello, it's been a while, I haven't seen you in the chat in a while, welcome. So, I'm gonna get started. Actually, I don't have the Discord open, there was a good bit a good bit of chat going on in there, but I'm gonna skip it for now just so I can work on this. And hello, Christian, welcome to the stream. Couldn't sleep and then stream. So let's take a quick stretch. This is actually gonna be a very similar app to the one I built in the last stream for my subscriber count, because basically I wanna call a YouTube API on an interval and then turn it into a socket server so that I can build a client that just gets those messages in real time. And if you missed that stream, that was this application. I have gained 150 subscribers today. I think that's the most subscribers in one day I've ever gained. Shout out to all the Redditors out there that are watching. And yes, Ivan mentions we are the guinea pig data. And it's actually perfect because I was looking at their API and I need a live chat ID, and then I can get the latest messages. Yeah, this is enough, it's perfect. Because the interesting thing is, it only works for a video that is live. Maybe I read the docs wrong, I don't know, but let me get started. And I might actually copy some code from last time because it's gonna be very similar. So I'm gonna make a server directory. Oh, and also, I'm using a new microphone. Right now I don't have the right mount, so apologies, it picks up a lot more noise and you'll probably hear me typing. Maybe turn your subwoofer down. Cool. So server directory, let's go in there and we'll npm init. I'm going to be using Node Express Socket.io, and we will npm install Express. We'll eventually need cores because we're going to have a client. Morgan for logging, and that's it for now. And I do have a gist that I made the other day that's just a basic Express app. This is pretty much every Express app I ever build. It's got logging, it's got cores, it's got a basic get route, it's got a 404 handler and an error handler. So it's all the things we need. So in there, I'll create an index.js. And let's create a start script. Start will be node index.js. And I'll install nodemon, but we'll create a dev script. Nodemon, if you're not familiar with it, is an auto-refreshing dev server for Node. So anytime you change a file, it automatically refreshes, which is pretty cool. And we'll save this as a dev dependency, nodemon. Hello, Merchan, welcome to the stream. And Alvaro, hello, welcome. Alvaro is asking, wouldn't I do something with YouTube playlists? or are you asking, didn't I? I actually, so I made another, yeah, what was that? I think it's CG videos? CG dash, yeah. I made this app a while back. It lists, I'm gonna get out of this chair. It's very awkward in the podium that I'm using. But yeah, I made this app a while back. This contacts the YouTube API to get my list of videos, and then we can filter in real time. So instead of having to like make a request to the server, oh, and it actually does caching. So you notice there, like, it showed some videos, but then it got the latest results, so that popped up. But I can type in like JavaScript, and you see only the videos that have JavaScript, or Node, or Forum, or Trello. So it's cool to just like instantly search my videos. But this specifically is calling the YouTube API to list all the videos for my channel, and then I'm doing that on the back end and requesting every single page, and then sending that to the front end. Cool. So yeah, I've worked with the YouTube API, data API just a little bit. So I installed NodeMon. Let's start it up. npm run dev. And then we should be able to hit localhost 5,000. Cool. So we got a hello world route. Now, set up the server. Now I'm going to create an API key so I can call this API. Now, let's look at their documentation real quick, because it's a little more complicated, because you first have to list all of the live broadcasts to get like a broadcast ID. Then once you have a broadcast ID, you can request all of the chat messages for that given broadcast ID. But to list broadcasts, you have to be logged in. So I could create like a one-time token, or I think I could even have like maybe a service account. Because the main thing is this is used like if you're building an app where people can log into your app and then you make requests to YouTube on their behalf. But I don't necessarily want to do that. I kind of want to just hard code it as like my channel. Yeah. But they do have a way of like testing this out. So like, let's see. Try it now. Oh, actually, is it because the window isn't big enough? Yeah, so just do that. But this lets me actually call the API, and it has like built-in OAuth. But I could do, first we need to specify the part. So the thing that I want is the ID. I want like the ID of the broadcasts. And I think I can specify mine is true. So like if I were to make this request logged in, then I'll have to choose my specific account and then the YouTube account, because I'm saying requested as me. So I requested the ID of all live broadcasts, and that should come back with just what we're watching right now. Oh, maybe not. So we got the ID. Let's specify other things. We can also say snippet go. Okay, snippet. Yeah, so this is the title of the stream that you're watching right now. We've got thumbnails and then live chat ID. So this specific chat ID is what I can use to request the chat items. I think I'm going to hard code it for now. I think maybe when I'm not on stream, I will make it so that I can like get the latest one, but that just requires OAuth and stuff. I don't want to deal with that right now. So I'm going to hard code the live chat ID and fix it later. Because I can make the request for chat without being OAuth. I can just specify an API key. But to show this, like if I try to just use an API key to execute this, you actually have to be logged in to call this API. So I'm going to hard code it. I guess I'll have to auth again, auth with that. Yeah, so I'm going to hard code it, and maybe I'll update it in the future. Maybe not live, but I will update it. So let's keep this somewhere useful. So this is the chat ID that we're going to request the messages for. And James, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, and Ivan is mentioning it shows all live past two. So it looked like So this very first one is right now, and then this one was, well, this is an upcoming stream, Noob Quest. So Tony messaged me today. He's like, we should call it Noob Quest instead of Newbie Tuesday. I like it a lot. He's a graphic designer, so he's actually going to try to come up with like logos or something like that. I think maybe we'll make a theme song. It'll be cool. It's basically the replacement for Newbie Tuesdays because we're not doing that on Tuesdays anymore. But if you look at this one has a live chat ID. But what I found earlier is any past broadcast. So like this is the last live stream that I did. It does not have a live chat ID. So I can't request the live chat for it, obviously, because it's not live. But, okay, so now I have the hard-coded ID. And if we look at the live chat messages endpoint, we can list the live chat messages. We need the live chat ID, which I just copied. So we're going to request the chats for this specific stream. And then we need to specify part. Values are ID, snippet, and author details. So I think if I just request snippet, let's see what we get. And actually, I should be able to just request this with the API key. So total results 18. That means there are 18 chats right now. Oh, Ivan, good call. We'll see how it handles a retracted message. I like it. Actually, let me execute this again. Oh, 19 messages. Cool. So items, each item has message text. Cool. And it has when it was published, has display content is true. Okay. That's cool. So these are all the messages from earlier. Let's go all the way down to, we'll see how it handles retracted messages, but if we look at the one before that, oh wait. Oh, that was from William. It looks like it's, well, we'll see it when we're visualizing this in the UI, but it looks like a retracted message just isn't listed. Maybe we can actually specify to request them whether or not. But it tells me here on part parameters, I can also specify author details. So that should give me, like, hopefully the display name. Actually, I'm going to hide my screen real quick because I don't want to display people's emails. So let me see what this does. So author details, display name, profile image URL, and channel URL. Cool, yeah, so there's no revealing information about the users, so I can actually display the user's image and display name. So there's Momo, there's Ivan, very cool. Oh, Oliver Wright, hello, welcome to the stream. Ivan's saying, interesting that it displays author channel ID, but not the display name. Yeah, I doubt it would show emails or anything public. Yeah, so right now I'm just using API key authentication, and I'm not seeing any, yeah, there's no email or anything, which is cool. I think actually if I made this request on behalf of me, logged in as the coding garden, well, no, probably not then either. Because I don't think there's a way of getting that detailed of subscriber or user information. Cool, okay. So this is giving us the messages. This is great. Like this is the endpoint that we want to hit. So let's do it. And it gives us this polling interval milliseconds. So this tells us how long we should wait before we make this request again. I've looked into it. It's really interesting. They don't actually provide any sort of like real-time socket API, but they do give you this REST API, and then you can just make constant requests to it to get the latest data, which is what I'm going to do on the back end, but then I'll create, it'll emit essentially socket messages so my client can just listen for the latest messages. Yes, and a comment from James, I was thinking you work for Galvanize. I do work for Galvanize. I'm actually staying late on a Friday night, 9 p.m., coding, talking to you all. I'd much rather be here than anywhere else. But yeah, if you join the Discord, I'd be happy to chat in private about what I think about that course or Galvanize in general. Okay, so this is what I want to hit. Let's make the request. So this is the URL that I need. Live chat messages. And then live chat ID, which I'm specifying in this little tool here, is going to be like a query parameter, and part will be a query parameter. So I'm going to need to make the request on the back end. Let's make the request with node fetch. So I'm going to install node fetch. Okay, and then let's bring it in. And let's just make the request when the backend loads up. So we'll create a function, get latest messages. Maybe we specify the channel ID. That's how we can parameterize it. We're going to hard code it for now. So this is the live chat ID. And then I need to make a fetch. I'm going to return it. The URL I need is that. So we're going to go there. Let's parameterize this. So we have that and live chat ID is live chat ID. And actually, let's put this in a variable too. We'll say messages URL. Is that. So we've got that, we've got live chat ID, and then we also need to specify part. So I want snippet and author details. I think we can do it without a space. I will have to specify an API key, so I'm going to install .env to do that. Take a quick stretch. Yeah, and James, yeah, definitely check out the Discord, and once we're chatting in there, I'll give you some contacts in Denver you can talk to. They can tell you about their experience with Galvanize there for sure. Okay. I guess I'll just do it in line here. So and key equals process.env.google API key. So right now I don't have it, but I will add it in a second. But let's just make sure that this is mostly working. It should break because I don't have an API key. So get the response back as JSON. And well, for now, we'll just log the results. Call it result. Whoa. Okay. And then when the app loads up, just for now to test it, call my function. What happens? Bad request. It's because I don't have an API key. So let's install .env. And then I will create a new .env file. I'm going to specify my Google API key. I'll hide my screen to do that. And then inside of here, I can require it in. So let's require .env, and you call config, which loads this .env file into your environment so that this actually makes sense. It should still be broken because I have to put a real API key. Let's just log this errors array, result.errors.error. Oh, wait. Reverse that. Error.errors. Usage limits, key invalid, bad request. That's a good error to get because the key is invalid. Okay, so I'm going to hide my screen, go grab an API key. Apologies. I'm going to get a shock mount for my microphone. I can realize you can hear every single thing that I type, or if I like touch the podium or anything. Cool. Oh, hey, Alka. Welcome. There is no $ after key. Thank you very much. There we go. And Oliver's asking, have I considered using the Google API's node package? Yes, but it seems so convoluted when I only want to call one endpoint. And all the examples I see in their documentation, I mean, maybe it's because how they're writing them, but they just seem so overcomplicated. And I'll show my screen just for a second. So like this one specifically, they only show the example with the Java client library. And I'm guessing it would be similar with the Node API library. Some of the other examples, yeah, so you can see client libraries. The JavaScript one is in beta. There's JavaScript samples. It just seems more complex to me. I think if I were calling more than one API, I'd probably use it, but yeah. Okay, let me hide my screen. Amal, what's good? I see you have shoddy internet. Welcome to New York City. Yes. Not right now because I'm at work, but I mentioned in the Discord that I did like a private stream from home last night just to see what would happen. It was bad. I had like 50% dropped frame rates. I'm using shared Wi-Fi in an apartment building with like hundreds of people in it, so it's to be expected. But yeah, so I pretty much I have to stream from work from now, unless I decide to get internet, but I'm only going to be here for another like 2 months, so maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. It's nicer to be here anyways. My apartment is tiny. It's a studio. It fits literally a bed. Isan, hello, welcome to the stream. Rodrigo, always giving the shout outs for that like button. Like it if you like it. Don't like it if you don't like it. But if you do, like it. Question from Andre. Do you think using Angular 1 is a good thing nowadays? Interesting question. I would say if you're starting a brand new project, probably not. Like if you're starting a brand new project, I would use Vue.js. The API is extremely similar to Angular 1, but with just a lot of the concepts removed. Like the idea of scope and services, those are all gone, but a lot of the directives are very similar. So if you liked Angular 1 and you're starting a brand new project, I would probably use Vue.js. If it's an existing project and it's using Angular 1, I see no reason to upgrade it to Angular 6. Angular 6 is like an entirely different framework, entirely, and you'd basically just be rewriting the app. And I'm biased, of course, but if you're going to rewrite the app, just write it in Vue.js. Okay, I'm grabbing an API key from the Google API console. Okay, so that's loaded. And hey, it's working. All right, let's see my screen again. Cool, so I did this last time. Let me make sure that I'm actually not showing my env file. Okay, it's closed. I'll make sure not to open it. I'll try to anyways. But now when the app loads up, it makes a request to here, specifies the live chat ID, and thanks to Alka, I forgot the $. I put that there, and then we are logging the data. So now we're getting all the chat messages back when the app loads up. James is saying, it has been fun to dive headfirst into Vue.js. Like, I came from an Angular 1 background, and because of that, a lot of the stuff in Vue.js just made sense, and it seems like they did things easier and just better. I don't know. Like I said, I'm extremely biased, but I like Vue.js. Okay, so we're getting all of the chats. That's great. Here's what we'll do. We will just keep track of the chats in an in-memory array. I'm not going to store them in a database. So we've got our API key. we're getting the latest messages, and keep an in-memory array of all messages. So when the server starts up, I want to load that array with like all the pages of data. So it's going to be tricky to orchestrate this, because basically what I want is when it loads up, load that array with all messages that have happened so far, and then after that, only add new messages that come in. I think right now, because the chat isn't extremely busy, it should be fairly easy to orchestrate. But if you're getting like thousands of chats per, or like hundreds of chats per second, please don't do that just yet, then you're going to have to like get all of the pages every time, or like most of the pages, to make sure that you've already stored those messages. But regardless, let's just do it. So I want to have another variable here that's like messages, and that's going to be in an array. And then let's also create messages by ID, and that's going to be an object. So I'm going to keep track of every message that I've seen in here, and when I request the messages, if I haven't seen it, I'm going to push it into the array and add its ID here. So result, there's a lot of messages, that's good. This is for what the chat that's happening right now. I can do result.items. So for now, let's just log result.items. Okay. And then each object has an ID, a snippet, and author details. Really what I want is, display message and like the author details. Just for kicks though, real quick, let me see if there actually is like a pagination token in this whole request. I don't know if there's enough messages to warrant that just yet. Okay, this is getting unwieldy. Let's do this. Let's just make a get route that returns the latest messages. We'll do these as, make this one a let. So get messages. We have our requests and our response. And we're going to res.json the messages array. Or the messages, technically it's going to be an object. Well, it's fine. I just want to see them in the browser. So /messages. Okay. So, we do have a next page token. Total results 45. Results per page is 45. Quick, somebody send a message so there's more than one page. Maybe, you probably can specify like the number of chat messages to request, and then you would know if you need to request another page or not. Let's see. Wait, we wanted this one. We're listing chat messages. Max results, okay. Acceptable values are 200 and 2,000, 200 to 2,000. The default value is 500. Wow, so in a single request, I can get 2,000 messages. Let's do that. I don't think I've had I mean, I say this now, but I don't think, I guess you can stop sending messages. I just realized we can request a bunch, but I don't think I've had a single video where I had more than a few hundred messages. The channel is growing though, so it could happen, but I should be able to specify max results 2,000. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so this is going to request 2,000. I think for now, I'm not even going to write the logic to get the next page. I mean, I could. Let's see. Oh man, all the messages. We'll get it there, almost there, more pages. Yeah, and that's a good point, Oliver. I could say, let's limit it to 10 and then request all of the pages. Yeah. I haven't got time banned. You were sending too many messages. Okay, honestly, yeah, it'd be a fun exercise because actually I want to use async await to do it because basically we can request every single page until the end. So cool, let's do this. Max results will be 10. And we'll parameterize it, but once we get it working with this, it'll work with any max result. Oh. Wow, you have to request at least 200. Okay. Well, you all are going to have to send a lot of messages to get me there. And I don't want you all to get time banned, so. I remember eating 2,000 island dressing at one point. Oh, so Christian was saying a trend in the late 90s where you add 2,000 to anything. Like instead of 1,000 island dressing, 2,000 island dressing. Ivan's asking, I wonder what the time limit is. You mean the polling interval? What I read about this earlier was that this is telling you how long you should wait before you request again to get the latest messages. I think it's in here somewhere. Response, polling interval. The amount of time in milliseconds that the client should wait before polling again for new live chat messages. Oh, right. Yeah, so Ivan is asking in between messages so not to get banned. On YouTube, 10 seconds maybe? I don't really know. I think I can actually change a setting in the moderator settings or something like that. I don't know. Oh well, this is fine. I'm actually gonna pull this, but here's what I want to do. Okay, so yeah, for now, I'm not gonna page it because we don't have that many messages. Let's take a quick stretch. But I will request 2,000 messages. Okay. And then right now we're logging result. Result.items were the messages. And really, I'm going to want to iterate over them and then just basically create a messages array of only the stuff inside of it that I care about. Wait, I don't want to do that anymore. This. So I want the items array. Let's map it. Let's create an object that has the display message. I'm curious what the difference between display message and text message details are. Really, yeah, we'll grab display message. We'll grab display name, profile image URL. Really, we could be cool about it and have like a users array too. That way we're not duplicating data. Let's do it. Why not? So we'll say authors by ID. That is an object. And then we're going to say if messages.length is equal to 0, then we're going to say messages equals result.items.map. What do we want? We want to grab the snippet and the author details. I think I have to wrap this in parentheses, so grab the snippet, author details, and we can do a nice little return an object. So if you're not familiar with that, if you're creating an arrow function that returns an object, you got to wrap it in parentheses. And so we want to put the message, which is going to be snippet.displayMessage. Display message, camel case, I think. Oh, and actually, I don't want to return just an object because I'm going to have custom logic that puts this in the author object. So really, we could map it, but we could actually do some logic in it too. So here's what we're going to do. So the map is going to return an object that has just the message inside of it. And the author ID will be author details dot channel ID. I guess that's the unique thing about them. Oh, let's call it channel ID then. But what we're going to do right here is just say authors by ID at author details dot channel ID equals the author details. Okay, so if the length is 0, we're just going to create messages. Else, we're going to push new messages into the array, dot, dot, dot. But for now, our messages should look nice and clean. There we go. So we have message, channel ID. Oh, are they in the right order? I don't know. I probably need to order by date. Hey, Amy, welcome to the stream. Oh, yeah, Oliver's mentioning there's no log for when a message is deleted, so you have to do a diff between multiple requests. I think so. That's actually a good call. Oh, because in the next request, if the message isn't there, then it counts as deleted. I honestly don't know. I don't think I care about that as much. Like the main thing and the main thing I want to do with this app is I'm just going to have it like, because right now on this screen over here, I'm looking at YouTube chat, but I want to be able to have my own UI where I can just click a message and it just like grays it out. So I know that I've at least acknowledged that message or like read it. Because right now, like I constantly have to go back and like scroll and make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh. Oh, Oliver's saying there is a tombstone message type for deleted messages. I'll look into that. Do any of my messages have blank message fields? I don't think so. Oh, and Ivan was asking the difference between message text and display text. It looks like these still have emojis. Interesting. I think these are all out of order, though. I definitely want to show, or I need to include the published at in the array here. Control F for message. Yes, let's do that. Wait, what? There's a double quote in my... Oh, this JSON viewer is smart enough to remove the escapes, but yeah, that didn't find it. Yeah, there's no empty messages. Yeah, but I think if we were to look at the raw JSON, there would be like an escape character there. Oliver's saying, I probably want the live chat message ID too. Live chat ID? Is this different from the overall live chat ID? That's what I'm curious about. No, that's the same. Is it in the snippet? Oh, it's before the snippet. ID. Yeah. Okay, so I can't quite destructure this. I can destructure it afterwards, but then I can say ID is message.id. Whoa. There we go. So they have an ID. And then channel ID is going to allow me to relate back to the individual user. Cool. Okay. I think apparently this is in some weird order, right? This is not in order, is it? 707, 0051, 0053, 0054. Oh, have we reached the 2000 limit? There's no way. There's no way. Right now, let's log in my console, just result over here. Wait, what? What am I doing? Yeah, I'm not overwriting the result. I want to see how many. Let's just do this again. Jeez. Total results 71, results per page is 71. Okay. I think it's just putting them in like some weird order. Because if I go all the way to the bottom of this array, I should see like some of the first chats that happen. No, I guess I don't. It's sorted by, oh, I'm reading the chat here now. Is that what somebody's saying? It's sorted by user ID first, it seems. Or is it just that they look similar? Oh, interesting thought, Oliver. Sorting by message ID would work as sorting criteria, so you don't need the actual date. Let's see, because I mean, it seems like it might be like a sequentially generated. Is that a base 64 string? I don't know. Let's see. So let's not do that anymore. I did this because I thought I was losing messages, but I think I'm just what do you call it? They're just in a weird order. So let's do sort. And, well, so I guess here's the thing. So right now, this is on first request. I'm getting all of the messages. I guess technically I should be putting them in messages by ID as well. So I know that I got that message. Really, let's call this item. Let's call this message. And then we're going to store message in that object. So the main reason we're storing it is so, oh, I could just destructure ID. What's wrong with me? Yeah. I think that works. Okay, still getting the messages. But I could do a sort using that as the criteria. Yeah, and question from Morgan. In terms of best free text editor, VS Code is like slowly turning into an IDE. I think the thing about VS Code is it can be as much of an IDE as you want it to be because there's so many really good extensions and plugins that you can install for it. Yeah, I've been using VS Code for probably 2 months now. Before that, I've used Atom for years. I really like it. There are just some really cool features they have in here for working with JavaScript because like TypeScript comes from Microsoft as well, and pretty much anything that works with TypeScript will work with JavaScript. I don't know. I prefer VS Code, but I did use Atom for a very long time. Okay, let's sort this thing. But what I'm thinking right now is, should I sort it when I get the messages, and then when I make the next request for more messages, I'm going to need to insert it sorted, right? Or I could just sort it on the front end. Ugh. Just for now, let's sort it right after we get it. I guess, okay, yeah. I mean, I was thinking, like, we're doing this map right now. Technically, I could, like, sort it in place as I map over it. Like, each element I would, like, insert into an array up here. It should be okay. There's not that many. Return a, well, yeah, if a is greater than b. So this is, well, a dot id is greater than b dot id. So this is comparing their ASCII code values. Then return 1. Else, if a dot id is less than b dot id, return -1. Else, return 0. So if their IDs are in sequential order, this should work. Oh, and sort is in place. Does sort return the sorted array? Let's look it up real quick. Yeah, sorts the elements of an array in place and returns the array. Cool. All right, let's try it. Hi. I don't think it's in sorted order. 7, 7, 115, 17, 14, 107. Yeah, that didn't work. Can I just pass this into a JavaScript date and then use the Unix timestamp? I think so. So return a new date with a.publishedAt minus a new date with b.publishedAt. And I'm going to turn both of these into their Unix time. And we'll get fancy with it. Is that working? Okay, at the bottom of the array is the latest message. Yeah, that should work. Oh, okay, someone was giving me the sort. Sort in the back end, append in the front end. So yeah, okay, I think these are in sorted order. But the very first messages in the array, I'm missing stuff. Right? I'm missing messages from earlier. Because this was not the first message that was sent. Yeah, these are definitely in order, but I'm missing messages. Why am I missing messages? Oh, what? No. So what happens if you retract a message then? Right now, I'm not re-requesting the data just yet. So right now, this is like when the server restarted. This is like stale data. So I only have up to that message that was sent. I still need to add the logic that will only push it into the array if it's new. But I'm really curious because I am missing messages, right? Actually, what's the length of this? 71. Hmm. Oh, and good call, Rodrigo. Rodrigo's just making sure that they're actually in order, and I think they are. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Um, but for whatever reason, this is not giving me any messages before that. Weird. It's okay though, because ultimately the way that this app is going to work is as I'm going to have it open the whole time, so I should see the latest messages. Yeah. I'm just really curious why it doesn't go farther back than that. Like, what am I doing wrong? I am saying max results 2000. Do I technically still need to? I might still need to paginate it, honestly, right? Because if we look at result, it has a pagination token. Rand is asking, "What's up, CJ?" Were all these subs the last stream? No, I posted myself on Reddit today and got like 100 subscribers today. So a bunch of new people. There was also a lot of Reddit drama, which I'm totally over and don't want to talk about, but there are a lot of new people here from Reddit. Yeah, so it apparently it is paginating. We got to write the pagination logic. This is going to be fun though. Okay. Get latest messages, and we'll pass in a pagination token. And right now, let's just send back the whole result again so we can see. I think it's just result.pagination token. Yeah, next page token. Yeah, so if it exists, you've got to request the next page. You have to. It'd be helpful if it gave us like the oldest ID of the next page or something like that. I guess technically we could use that, because if we've already seen an ID from the current page that just got requested, there's no use requesting the next page because the next page is older messages. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Okay. Next page token. And I think if I specify next page token as empty, it should still give me back results. Let's see. Yes, so next page token is blank, and I'm still getting results. So we will parameterize this. Yeah, okay. Maybe we put it in a second method. I gotta collect my thoughts. So we're gonna need to, when the app first loads, we're getting the latest messages with no pagination token. If there's a pagination token, so get the results, put it in the array. If there's a pagination token, then this is where we'll need to concat them to the array. And then we'll keep on doing the request. Okay. Good morning, Beatnik. Welcome. Oh, good call. So page token is the parameter. Next page token is in the response. So maybe this will break. Page token is not valid. Cool. So basically, we only need to append this if next page token is actually defined. That. So let's do this. We've got our URL is that. And then if there is a next page token, then we're just going to append this onto the URL. let. Okay, and then we're going to make the fetch against the URL, but let's use async await. Oh, really? Now I don't need to pass the... Okay. I don't need to pass this in because I'm just going to do a while loop. Right? Right. Right. And then I probably... I want a little function that's like get URL with the page token. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Alka is saying, could use an auto formatter for the query string. That'd be cool, yeah. So if I had, I could just create an object of these things, pass it into the formatter to turn it into the query string. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about it now, though, because I want to do this do while loop. It's going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to say do. And the thing that I want to do is we'll say response is going to be fetch. We're going to await fetching of the URL. Right now, this doesn't make any sense. We'll fix this. But fetch the URL, and then result is going to be awaiting response.json, like that. Then we can do this logic. Actually, let's do this. Let's say ooh, we probably don't want to concat, but let's just do this. Well, actually, I have the logic. So now, new messages are going to equal result.items.map, and then sort them. And then we're just going to say messages equals new messages dot concat the existing messages. Okay, then this is where we need to do the check. So first we'll set next page token equal to nothing. Whoa, nothing. And we'll say while next page token is defined. We're just going to keep doing this. And after we've concatenated the messages, we're going to say next page token equals result dot next page token. And then this is where we're going to have to do this. Yeah? I think so. OK. URL. Initially, it's going to be defined. So the first time that this gets run, why are we complaining? Has already been declared. Oh, we don't want that. So this will define it as nothing. We have our URL. If it was defined, append it. If it wasn't, it won't. And on the first call, it won't be. We're getting the error. We need to say async right here. Then we'll make the fetch, parse it as JSON, map over it, and sort it. And then we will concat the latest messages onto new messages and set that back on messages. And then we're going to set next page token equal to result.nextPageToken, because that gives us the next page token that we just got back. And if it's defined, we're just going to do it again. And now that it's defined, we'll specify it, and we'll do it over and over again until we have all of the messages. I think we've done it. OK. Let's see what happens. Any errors in the console? No, OK. Request. Message for you. Only 3 more. We'll get it there. OK, I may have done some weird concating, but oh. No? Let's do some logging. We're going to log messages.length. because this should be growing. Oh, does concat returns a new array? Okay, let's see what happens. 71, 71. Okay. Maybe I've done this wrong. Oh, you know what? I think I need to sort. Yeah, I should just sort after I've gotten all of the messages. Okay, so while next page token, and then we'll say messages.sort. I think that's what's happening. Like, it's 2 pages of results, but they're not in any particular order. And cannot read property map of undefined. What did I do? Concat returns a new array, right? Yeah, returns new array. So I'm overwriting result.items was undefined. Maybe the API request isn't working. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Yeah, let's back up. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there could have been an error, but I think ooh, okay, unhandled rejection, improper promise, yeah. So, oh, it might be the next page doesn't have items? Let's log each result that we get back. And we'll log messages.length too, so we know like when this happened. Because it should be 0 for the first result. Oh, the request was sent too soon after the previous one. This error occurs when API requests to retrieve messages are being sent more frequently than YouTube refresh rates, which unnecessarily wastes bandwidth and quota. Well, I guess we can't use a do while. We're going to have to wait the polling interval milliseconds before making the next request. That's lame. That is so lame. Ugh, okay. Yep. I thought this was initially just going to be used for like waiting for new messages, but apparently we have to use this when we're paginating as well. Yeah, okay. No, I know what we got to do though. So basically this refactoring that I did, it was fun. And actually, for APIs that don't limit you in this way, this is a great way to just get all of the pages all in one go. Actually, I'm using this exact same method on my videos, cgvideos.now.sh. On the back end, I request like 4 pages of videos, so there's tons of them. And I did this. I didn't do a do while. I think I just did a while loop. But basically, as long as there was a next page, you just keep requesting. This is a lot harder to do with just promises and .then, as opposed to using async await. Oh, using await sleep. Why not? Why not? There's not a built-in sleep though, is there? Would I have to create a new promise that does a set timeout? That's what I'm going to do. Result.polling interval milliseconds. So let's do await. Let me know if there's a better way to do this. A new promise gives resolve, And then in here, I want to do a set timeout for result dot polling interval milliseconds, and then pass in resolve. Oh, you know what? I also want to check total results because it keeps requesting. So I want to check not if there's a next page token, but if page info dot total results is greater than zero. Oh, you know what? I mean, technically, this is just going to sit there and it's going to put the latest messages in, right? Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I mean, technically, this is just like an infinite while loop. Very interesting. Okay, so now if I request messages, clever YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's for future chat. Hello. That's how you get the latest chat. Okay, all of those are the most recent messages, and then down at the bottom. Oh. I feel like we're still missing messages because right now the total number of messages is just 78. And we are ordering by published at. Or are we? Yeah. Because this is 152.50, 152.48, 152.42. I guess what I'm... Oh, am I sorting outside of the loop? Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah. Only thing about this is when there are thousands and thousands of messages, it's going to get really inefficient to sort this every single time. But now this is doing it. Yeah, because at the bottom should be the latest messages. Yep. But apparently, we can't request all the way back to the beginning of the stream because there were other messages. Like the latest message I can see right here is the message from Amy. So it doesn't even go back further than that. All this work. I guess that's true. Depending on the built-in sort algorithm, like if it's already in a sorted order, this may not be, may not have to do very many swaps, so should just do it. But really, this should just be a while true loop, right? I don't really need to do this do while, because this is now just getting all of the latest data. This is doing it. I think I'm gonna do that. Tell me if this is a bad idea. Yeah, so forever, just wait the polling interval. Oh, no. No. Or, wait, tell me if that's a bad idea. Oliver recommends bubble sort. Yes. Well, there's an implementation of bubble sort that won't do any swaps if things are already in a sorted order. You have to implement it that way, though. Yeah, and so then when the stream is over, get next page token might be empty. No idea. Only one way to tell. Yeah, and Ivan's mentioning like it sucks because like Um, um, wait, what did Ivan just say? They store all the chats for the replay. Yeah. So like, yeah, when you rewatch a YouTube video, all of the live chat is there. And I mean, if I close the live chat window and reopen it, it loads all of the chat. I wonder. I mean, I think it's worth just perusing the docs a little bit. I mean, maybe that's how it's supposed to work, though. It's super interesting, though. Like, I never start off with more than 71 of the most recent messages. Do I have a weird error? Max results, 2,000. Oh, Oliver's saying it only loads some if I reopen the chat. That's interesting. Let me do that. Pop out. Live chat. Yep. See, it behaves the same way in the live chat window that I have open here. And yeah, so Alka had the question, does an authorized request get more data? That's a really good point. And what Oliver's saying, fairly sure you'll get moderation data if you're authed as the modder channel. That would probably give me like deleted or hidden messages, or like retracted messages. I think this is okay for now. I think I've spent enough time on this. Like, and this will technically give me what I want. Because I really only, I just like I've been doing for this stream, I have it open so I see the latest messages. The thing that I want to be able to do is just like click a message to say, yes, I have acknowledged that message so I don't leave anybody out. Okay. This is cool though. So this is like, it's basically working. If I just leave this running, it's gonna constantly grab the latest messages. But I do want logic though for let's also, so regardless of that, let's create another endpoint that sends back the authors. Authors is not defined. Did I call it authors by ID? And these are all the people in the chat, so that's cool. Got their names and their images. And then I think I'll hook up socket.io, and anytime there are new messages, like these new messages here, if the length is greater than 0, emit those messages. Let's check real quick. Prepare for a lot of clicking. Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. Like, there are a lot of messages. But I've just looked back at some past live streams, and like there are people that I should have acknowledged. Like I saw their message, like I guess I somehow just like looked past the message. I don't know, have I done that for anyone tonight? Like I'm attempting to stay on the chat and read everything, but every now and then, for whatever reason, I just like look over a message. Yeah, and that's a good call, JT. So tie it to OBS so it launches when I start streaming. Another thing that I wanted to do, and this is like a stretch, is like let's say I am talking about someone's comment. I could click it, And then that could fire like a socket event on my backend server, which could then have a page that like displays that specific message, and then I could have that as an overlay in OBS. So if I'm talking about a specific message, when I click on it, it would be nice and big and overlaid in OBS, so the live stream could see what message that I'm talking about. And that's pretty simple with OBS, because you can just create a web page that has like a transparent background and then embed it in your stream. The perfect time for moderation. Actually, I'll leave it. Let's see what happens with this. Okay. Yeah, so I'm keeping an in-memory array of all the messages. I'm appending new messages as they appear. Let's set up socket.io. Okay, let's see if I can do this from memory. If you're a noob in watching, if I can do it from memory, so what? Just read the docs, but bring in HTTP. I need to create a server, right? I need to pass the app into the server. Then I need to bring in socket.io. Then I need to say IO is a new socket.io and pass in the server. Is that right? I don't know. And then I listen on the server instead of the app. I'm going to go look at the docs, see how I did. So bring in HTTP, create a server with the app, bind socket.io. We're good to go. Let's take a quick stretch. Oh, that's really cool. So great suggestions coming in. And I think like Oliver's and Rodrigo's comments are very similar. So like a best commenter of the stream awards, like a comment that I really like, or also just in terms of engagement. So like how often you're actually in the live chat and sending messages, and then that could give you like a score. Maybe you get like a little badge next to your name or something like that. And hey, Essa, welcome to the stream. Ivan, you're not supposed to engage that person. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the socket.io docs, make sure that I did this right. Using it with Node HTTP server, using it with Express. So require an HTTP, create a server, pass in the app, require in socket.io, pass in the server, you got yourself an IO. I think I did it. Okay, let's set up a client and start showing some messages. We'll emit new messages with socket. Let's do that real quick. And really, I can just do io.emit. Wait, I might be doing this, I might be making the sorting harder. The latest messages should appear at the bottom of the array or the beginning of the array? Yeah, the latest messages are actually at the end of the array. No worries, Ivan. JT says, watch out, CJ, YouTube will steal all these lively ideas. That's okay. I mean, I think that's the point of a company like creating an open API, because like if they can't get to these kind of features, then somebody else will do it. But I think I should actually reverse this. I should say messages.concat new messages, because the new messages come at the end of the array. should work exactly the same way. Just now my sorting algorithm doesn't have to work as hard. Copyrighted idea? No. I'm a big believer in ideas are just ideas. It's all about who actually implements it and actually creates value out of it. So we can do this too. So if new messages.length is greater than 0, that's when we want to concat it. That's when we want to sort it. And that's when we want to emit some new messages. I think that's it. Because right now, and you can see it in my logs, I believe. Yeah, so like this keeps getting logged, and new messages has length 0, but every now and then if somebody sends a message, wait, was there a message that came in? I'm seeing, like, people are sending messages. We should see it. Oh. Yeah, so I could just sort new messages and concat the sorted version. I guess technically that should work. Let me send a message. Will I see it pop up? Oh, wow. That was like one. I think that's the case. And every time I look away, they're popping up. So maybe that's all I have to do. So let's say new messages dot sort, and then concat the new messages. Eh? Well, actually, technically, we'll see on the front end. Yes, there was, but you weren't looking. Hey, Bob, welcome to the stream. And if I refresh this, oh, does it take a second before my message will show up? There it is. Hi. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Satisfying. Okay. So now I'm emitting this with Socket.io. Now you need to just create a client that's just listening for the latest messages. Let's do it. Okay. Let's create a client folder. I mean, I could use the Vue CLI. I'm actually becoming a pretty big fan of just writing a Vue app with like a single file in it. It's really good for rapid prototyping. All right, let's npm init it. We will npm install the Vue CLI. I think that's all we need. Okay. And then on our client, we'll say serve is going to be Vue serve app.vue. Create a nice little app.vue file. We will scaffold it. Oh, and I don't know if this was last stream, but I got my ESLint working. And I got it working in Vue files too, which I had an issue for a while. Fix this semicolon problem. Boom. Cool. Let's just do a section. Nice little h1. Hello world. Ta-da. Oh, party. That thingy. Cool. And I should be able to npm run serve. So if you're not familiar with Vue.js, this starts up a Webpack auto-refreshing, hot reloading dev server that's serving up this Vue file. And in here, I can import modules. I can do really anything I want. And it's a full-fledged Vue app, which is pretty cool. OK, so let's install Socket.io client. Socket.io-client. I don't know. I got to double check that. Don't npm install things by just guessing their name. You could have a bad day. Yes, this is the one. OK. Go. Oh, yes. Great suggestion, Rodrigo. Like, I could literally create a chatbot for YouTube chat, and because I'm looking at the latest messages, I could listen for like slash commands or bang commands, and then like do something interesting. Does YouTube to mod bots like Twitch? Like, do they allow mod bots? Not quite sure. And actually, how long have I been streaming? Hour and a half. Okay. I hear the cleaning people. I might have to leave this room. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep coding until I get kicked out. Oliver says Vue syntax always looks really weird to me compared to React. Yes, I think the reason I like it is because I used Angular 1 for so long, and it is it's very similar. It's like it uses handlebar syntax. There's directives. Yeah, and so there is Nightbot. I think I heard of that when I was looking into like Streamlabs and such. Yeah, a chatbot for Twitch and YouTube. Allows you to automate your live streams chat with moderation and new features. Yeah, but I could build it from scratch if I wanted to. Cool. Let's get this going though. Let's see how to set up the client. We're going to import IO from Socket.io client. And let's make a API URL. If window.location.hostname is localhost, then we'll connect to my Express server. Otherwise, I'm going to have some deployed server here. Okay, so when the component is mounted, I'm going to create my socket. Ioad.connect. I think I can just pass this into IO. API URL. And then I want to do socket.on messages. And this will give me the messages. And for now, let's just log them, see what happens. Yeah. Typo for localhost. Good call. Localhost. Localhost. But yes, there are, and I think that's the thing. Like YouTube is really pushing their live features right now, attempting to compete with or like just steal people from Twitch, because Twitch has all kinds of like people that have built bots for it and like integrations and stuff like that, and it's really lacking on the YouTube side. Did I misspell it anywhere else? Window, location, hostname, localhost. Cool. All right, let's see what happens. Where are we? Here. Is my server broke? Oh, there are no new messages, but let's see. When there's a new message, it should get emitted. If I spelled the name of the event right. Somebody say something. Hey, there it is. Send something else. Satender, goal. Yeah, if anybody missed my World Cup app live stream, anytime there was a new goal, I played a sound of myself saying goal. But looks like this is working. So anytime there is a new message, this alerts it. Right now, I'm alerting it as an array. I guess in the future, like if multiple chats all came in at the same time, this array will maybe be longer than length 1. Someone make it happen. Like just send lots of messages. Hey Sanjay, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Oliver Wright is asking, why can't I point it at slash? I have my front end and back end. Oh, so there we go. It's potential that we get an array that has more than one new message in it. Or is this a bug? No. Hello world. There, let me see. A. B. I own the relatively popular TMI.js module on NPM. Oh, an easy to use Twitch chat library. Kind of outdated and very under maintained, but I'm working with Twitch staff to build a new one. Oh, cool. But I guess Oliver was asking, my front end and back end are on two different servers. So my front end is on localhost 8080, and then my back end is on 5000. So I do have to specify the port for this. And then when I deploy, it's just going to be a totally different URL for the front end and back end. Cool, so this is working. So here's what we should do. When the page loads, let's get all of the messages just with a fetch request. And then anytime there are new messages, we will push or concat them to the array. So we need some data. Take a quick stretch. Yes, you probably can hear the trash cans being rolled around outside. I'm curious if they're just going to leave me alone because they see that I'm working in here. The cleaning people. Okay, so we need messages. We'll start it off as an empty array. And then when the app loads up, we'll just do a fetch to get the latest messages. So we'll throw in the API URL /messages. Let's use async await because it's fun. And we'll get back the messages. And then we'll say this dot messages equals messages. And then we'll start listening for the latest messages. And so this is an interesting thing to think about when you're using async await, is this code down here will not run until this code is done. Because technically, it's like it's being in the dot then because it's below it. So we'll get the latest messages, then we'll start listening for more messages. I'm wondering if there's going to be an edge case here where we actually miss like one message in between like getting the latest messages and listening for messages. I don't know. I'm okay with it for now. And then in this on messages, we'll just say this dot messages equals this dot messages dot concat messages. And that should do it. Now we'll just iterate over the messages. Let's just do like a p tag. Message in messages. We're probably going to want to reverse it so we can show them. I think here's one of the things that I like about this. I don't know why I stated it like that. But one thing I don't like about YouTube chat is like the latest messages are always at the bottom. It'd be cool if they were at the top, right? Right? I don't know. Then let's just message dot, did I call it message? Wow. I did. So message.message. I could also request the authors. Oh, here's the thing though. If there's ever a new author, I would need to omit that a new author got added. Issa is saying streaming on Twitch is better than YouTube. Don't you think so? I think it depends. It totally depends on the type of content and the type of stream. I have found that streaming on YouTube, a lot more people just find my stream randomly. Like people that don't normally watch live streams, maybe they watch more of like coding YouTube channels. Like YouTube will suggest my stream to them because they watch coding channels when I'm live. Like right now, like typically when I'm live, I'll get like 10, 15 more subscribers because random people that wouldn't have seen me just see me go live. Whereas on Twitch, it doesn't really happen. Like Twitch doesn't exactly have a recommendation algorithm like YouTube does. You have to literally find the person, or that person has to have a lot of viewers and be more like towards the front. So I've found that works for me on YouTube. It just varies. Depends on what you want to do. Some rivalry in there about the FIFA World Cup. Okay. This is showing the latest messages though, so cool. Somebody send a message. We should see it pop up. Anybody out there? I'll send one. Hi, test. Cool. Yeah, so they're working. Here's what I'll do though. I'll make a computed property that just reverses the whole list. So the latest messages show up at the top. I guess, is that what I want? Or I could do a scroll. Yeah, let's just reverse it. Oh, computed is an object. So make a copy of the array and then reverse it, because reverse does it in place. Does reverse return the array? Reverses an array in place. The first array element becomes the last becomes the first. But what does it return? The reversed array. Cool. So that should do it. And now let's just iterate over, well, this will be this dot messages. We can iterate over reverse messages. Yeah, if you want to track ones you've not seen, surely you want the next unseen one at the top. Yes. How would I go about that? Because yeah, I'm just thinking, so like I could show maybe just like one or two, and then if I click these, start to show the next ones that are available, maybe? Can you all start to think of like what are some interaction patterns for this? Because the main thing, don't reverse the array, just filter on seen and unseen. I guess that's a good call. I could literally just keep it in the current order, and then as I see something, I'll just click on it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Oh, and that's a good point, Issa. So Issa is saying, like, here on YouTube, donation isn't available for all, and on Twitch, it is. And I think that's more specifically the, Actually, I mean, I can look here. I can look here to read the chats. I'm not putting the person's name yet, but I'll need to do that. What's it called on Twitch? Twitch Prime subscribe? They're called subscribers, aren't they, on Twitch? Like if we go to somebody, yeah, subscribe. So, and does everyone have the possibility to subscribe? I think you have to become a partner to be able to subscribe to someone on Twitch, right? And then YouTube has introduced sponsorship, but their rule is you need at least 100,000 subscribers to be able to enable sponsorship. So yeah, cheering subscriptions, Twitch Prime subscriptions. Yeah, YouTube doesn't have that, but I do have a Patreon, and the people that want to do that. So I'm making a little bit of money there, and I have enabled Streamlabs, so people can donate there. Oh, and actually Super Chat got enabled too, so people can send Super Chats. I'm okay with it for now. I think, again, like I said, I think the biggest thing for me is discoverability. Like, up until today, I had done 0 promotion for my channel. Like, I commented on Coding Train, and that definitely gave me some promotion, but I wasn't like spamming them. I was there. And then like today when I posted on Reddit was really the first time where I was like, hey, people come check it out. Everyone else has just found me organically. Send some super chat for testing purposes. I would appreciate that. Oh, and affiliate was the term that I was looking for. Yeah, so on Twitch, you become an affiliate to be able to enable those things, which Alka is saying it's pretty easy to get. I don't know. I've been doing YouTube. I'm okay with YouTube. Oh, really? I should just be using my app, right? Affiliate's fairly easy to get. Oh, am I going to add super chat support? Oh, that's the other thing. Let me add that to my README, because I wanted to, because on my last stream was the first stream that I had super chat enabled, and at the end I totally forgot to everyone that super chatted me. And there doesn't seem to be like an easy way to see all of the super chats. So I want to like show list of all super chats, just so if I miss one in the chat somehow. I wonder if there's a way to request those specifically. Super chat events, look at that. List. List super chat events from our channel's live streams in the previous 30 days. Oh, wow. This will give you all of the super chat events, it looks like. And I guess you could compare it, maybe it gives you the, actually, let's test it real quick. I can do, I believe there's like this test client, right? I'm getting sidetracked though. I really should work on the app. But this might give you like the stream ID of when the super chat came in, so then I could keep track of that way. Okay, for now, let's add some basic styling. So let's give the body a font of font family sans serif. It's looking nice. Let's also throw in. We would have to request the authors. Let's do this. So on the back end, if we haven't had the author details, we're going to omit them along with the new messages. So let's say new authors is an array. Ah, 5 pounds, it's a test. Thanks so much, Oliver. Let's see, does it show up? Oh yeah, so it shows up as an actual message too. And if we see the as far as I could tell, they should come through. So this is like an earlier message. Cool. So it doesn't. Oh, I'm losing information. I'm not sure if it actually tells me if this was a super chat, because I'd like to like highlight that. But thanks, Oliver. That was awesome. But apparently it didn't break the current code. It just came in as a regular message. Really, here I should just restart the app, because then I can log all of the details. Let's do this. If item item.message.includes £5, then we're going to log the whole item. I want to see what else we have available to us. And I am going to stop logging the result there. Yes. Whoa, can't read property includes of undefined. What? Oh, sorry, message.message. So type super chat event. We can look at the type. Cool. We can add the type. Yeah, so yeah, Alka is saying there's also a message type property. Rodrigo, so I think we just found a way around what like Rodrigo is trying to do right now, because we can look specifically at the sorry, I'll put the type in the object itself, and there is super chat details too. Cool. Yeah, let's do this. So if item, wait, is this in the snippet? What is this in? Yeah, if item.snippet, so if snippet.type is super chat event, then I'm going to say message dot super chat details. Well, I'll just call it like super chat equals snippet dot super chat details. So if there was super chat information, I'm going to include that. So that'll tell me the currency, what to display it as, and the comment. And then on the front end, I can just check to see if super chat exists. Cool. I see. Okay. Yeah, and then on the front end, I can do like if super chat exists, do like a custom style to like put it there. I could also I could do like a computed that gives me all the super chats. Cool. Oh yeah, what I was working on was new authors. So let's say this. If authors by ID at that. So if this does not exist, then we're going to push them into new authors. So we'll set them there. Technically, we're not handling like if a user changed their display name or changed their image. That's okay with me, I think. I don't know. I guess we could always just, well, yeah, no, it's fine. So when we're looking at the new messages, if we haven't seen this author before, put them in the object and then push them into the new authors array. And then If new messages.length is greater than 0, we're going to emit messages, but we're also going to emit authors. So we have any new author that, that potentially got added. So now, when the page loads, we can request the authors. But then if we ever get any new authors, we'll just add them into that object. So let's do this. Really, I want to do both of these things. Let's do this. I kind of want to do a promise.all because I want to get messages and authors when the page loads. Oh, Ivan was asking, how did I get the super chat to overlay in OBS? That is actually Streamlabs. So, whoa, not a new tab. But Streamlabs allowed me to set up just like a donation page, but they also have like an embeddable widget that I can, well, it's not a, for OBS, it's just a browser widget. And then Streamlabs has like a URL, unique URL that I can go to that shows those latest events. And then it pops up on the live stream. So when I get donations, super chats, new patrons, they'll all pop up on the live stream. Wait, did somebody just message a period? Oh, and I just remembered for the first time in like a while, my computer has a touchscreen on it. Let's look at this message. Yeah, it's a dot. I was wiping it because I thought it was like a dot on the screen. Regardless. What we were working on was getting the authors on the front end. The thing is, I want to do both. Okay, here's what I want to do. I'm not going to use async anymore. I guess technically I could. Let's await promise.all of fetch the messages, turn it into JSON, and then also fetch the authors and turn it into JSON. And then let's use some destructuring. We'll say we want the messages and the authors. And I'll say this dot authors is equal to the authors. And authors is an object. And now we'll also listen for when any new authors come in. And this is basically like a new message comes in, but we haven't seen a message from that person before. We'll get their user information. So let's iterate over them. And then we just need to do, this is the tricky case in Vue.js. You can't dynamically add properties to an object. You have to use set. So I want to do this dot set. I want to set this dot authors at author.id to be that author. So that'll dynamically add a property to the object. And is author. Thanks, Rodrigo. Appreciate it. Let's look at the Vue dev tools. Because right now I'm setting. Oh, hi, I'm a shy guy. Setting, yeah, so authors is an object, but we don't have author ID, we have channel ID. So that actually just was an inappropriate comment, but it just showed that our logic is broken because I'm setting not author ID, I want author.channel ID. Cool. That. This runs into the scenario though, because when some sort of moderation event happens, I still see all of the chats. You know, like I'm not seeing I guess I'm not logging anymore, but I'm curious what just happened though. Like on the back end when it's doing the pagination. Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, we now have the authors. Let's show their information. So, got a nice little p tag. Let's make this a div. And we'll add a key that will be message.id. Oh, so I'm teaching React right now. I keep mixing Vue syntax and React syntax. Okay, we'll add, let's do like a little avatar right here. It will have the user's image. And this is going to be authors at message dot, are we calling it author ID? I'll have to double check. Dot image URL. I'm gonna have to check all kinds of things. So authors dot profile image URL is what we want. And then the name of the ID on the message, channel ID. Hey, cool. So that'll be there. And then right below that, let's just do like a little small, and this will have the display name. Cool. Now let's give avatar a style. And we'll do display flex and flex direction column and line items center. Cool. And let's give this whole div a class of message. And let's put the message like in a p tag. Border radius. There is a snippet.type for that, so I expect that you should have received the deletion somehow. Interesting. Did I get a moderation event through the API then though? I don't know, because there's definitely a way to check it. Like I can try to do something on the back end, but I guess that's interesting. Would I have a new, and that might be what you're asking, would I have a new message in this array? Here's the thing though, if I restart my server, I think the message is gonna go away. Let me just do that real quick. Oh, not that. My backend server. Yeah, because if I restart my backend, it has to get all the latest messages, and like deleted or moderated messages are no longer included in that. Oh, Bob was giving me a heads up. But yeah, I'll do this definitely, Rodrigo. Radius 50, or is it border radius, right? Yeah, let's do that. So I don't know, it might be another endpoint that actually, I think there is a, live chat bans, maybe? No, just insert and delete. Live chat messages. In a response is a live chat message resource. How can we look at the info about live chat message resource? Oh, this. Raise your view apps? What's that about? Oh. Oliver's saying there's a message deleted event type. So, I mean, really, really, I should be looking at the type of every single thing that's coming in. And if it's something that I don't recognize, I could like emit a socket event with that. Yeah, definitely. Okay, but for now, let's work on some styling. So avatar image should have a border radius of 50%. And let's set the height to like 30 pixels, make it small. Cool. I want to make the image on the right with the text, image on the left with the text on the right. So right now I have that, and then message I could make of type, not type, give it a display of flex. By default, it should be like that. Cool. And then give a little bit of padding on the message, maybe. So this would be message P. Cool. Oh, I mean, I keep looking over there. These are the chat messages right here. And I can see the latest ones, which is cool. Watch. Let me say hi. Hi. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the main thing that I wanted to do was now just click a message and it turns gray. You know? There's a CSS bug. Is it like I could set a wait. How did you make a custom font, Ivan? I like that. Yeah, and so Oliver's suggesting every other row basically will be a different color. Let's do it. Right? Nth child to n. Oh, you misspelled background color. Cool. Yeah, I like that. Really though, I do want. Oh, those are just Unicode characters. Cool. I do want this to be vertically centered. Oh, no worries. It was interesting. How can I do that? Because the parent is a flexbox. I guess that would center the message text too, right? Let's see. Will this be justified content or align items? Align items. Yeah, I like it. If we look at a message, yeah, this is great. I love it. Because this has like multiple lines of text. It still looks okay. I mean, I guess one thing is we technically want the avatar to be like a static width. Yeah, align item center. Because that way the avatar would always take up the same amount of space. But then we don't know how long their name is going to be. So avatar is the parent. Let's give this a static width. Let's do width 100 pixels. Yeah. Oh, then weird things happen when the message is a lot longer. Yeah. Rodrigo's saying split into 2 inner divs to get the padding right. Oh, right, because this is a p tag. So what if I did, what if I did a div, and then inside of there I put the p tag, and then this p tag is what actually has the padding? Put the name at the beginning of the message, content in bold, so that it's just the image on the left. Alco was here. I kind of like this idea, yeah. Because that way the images will always be the same width. But this is an interesting bug that's presented here, right? And I think this is like my part of like why my layout's messed up. So the p tag does have, let's get rid of the padding. Whoa. I definitely want the padding. Just clone YouTube chat. It's basically what I've done. I'm making it better. It looks cooler. I guess technically I could do I could turn this into a like an OBS overlay too. Like give it a transparent background and then like incorporate it there. Cool. Let's do what Bob is suggesting though. I think I like that idea. Maybe not the message in bold. Well, let's try this suggestion because that would make it, it should take up the right amount of space. Flex grow 1 on the second div and flex grow 0 on avatar. Let's see. And then let's give this message contents. And this should be flex grow 1. Was this the suggestion was? Ooh. What did that do exactly? Let me comment that out. Did that do anything? I don't think it did anything. Flex grow 1 on the second div and flex grow 0 on avatar. The image and the name should be a fixed width on the screen. That's what I have, because right now I have, wait, no, not that. This width I have as 100 pixels, but I think because of the way Flexbox works, like it's not respecting that. Oh, it technically is. That's what the flex grow should have fixed, because this is now actually growing, right? Because it's taking up more than it should. Cool. Small caps is best. Okay. Flex shrink. So really we should make flex shrink on the avatar and then leave the message contents alone. What are values for flex shrink? One. Flex shrink 0. Wow, that did it. I could also do it with grid, definitely. Viralis didn't show up in chat. He's right here. I want 0 to block shrinking. Yeah, so that did it. And then I don't need to put any flex on the message. Good evening, Brooks. Welcome. Hello. I'm making, you can see it live here. I'm making a YouTube chat thingy. Oh yeah, and that's another point Alka just made. On YouTube chat, there's a drop down at the top. If you just say top chat, potentially messages that might need to be moderated or something like messages that might not be important won't show up. But if you change it to live chat, you should see everything. And here by default, I'm always seeing everything. What's up? Oh, well, that's interesting. I have a really long name. Um, I want to do all kinds of centering on this because I have a line item center. I also want to do justify content center. Right? Oh no, just text align center. Yeah, very nice. Cool. Okay. Yeah, text align center. Beautiful. So, um, this looks really cool. I'm proud of this. I'm happy I did this. So one thing I want to do now though is I just want to click a message and like that marks it as yes, I have acknowledged that specific message. Geez, you know what it is. I think it was the announcement on Reddit today. Like definitely people coming out of the woodwork. Wait. Do 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 do. Yes, such synergy. It's like I catch myself like I'm like, oh, I should just do it this way, but no, I should actually do it that way, and then I fix it. Very high quality. Okay. You made a suggestion earlier though, Oliver. That's true. The title of this stream right now is Hello Redditors. Surprisingly, I haven't really seen. I think I saw maybe one or two new people in the chat that I haven't seen before. But let's look at my live subscriber count. The back end has to spin up really quick. Think that means you've made it. Now you even have trolls. Geez, I was at 2,020 this morning, so I gained 160 subscribers today. It's crazy. Okay. Do I have any mods for YouTube chat? This is why we can't have nice things. I have one person that has helped mod on my regularly nightly scheduled chats. I don't have any moderators that are always hanging around, but the day that I did the 8-hour live stream, I had a close friend. I gave them they were the Coding Garden bot account, and they banned like one person that day. But lately, I haven't really needed it. I think now I might. I'll probably throw a message out in Discord. I do have a few mods on the Discord, so someone there might be willing to do it. Okay. Rodrigo, I think I did see your message. What if the messages were displayed like cards? Another way of displaying it, potentially. So we could do like cards that wrap, maybe. What are you thinking? I'm gonna eat a cookie. Got these from Trader Joe today. Peanut butter and chocolate chip. Yeah, Ivan's mentioning my subscribers. Today, 172. It's crazy. Cookie. That's true. Like, I appreciate that, Rodrigo, because every single place ever that does chat does it like this. I mean, it might make sense, but I don't. Does it make sense? Is it intuitive? What is real life? But, like, yeah, what if we just did these as horizontal cards that, like, went like this? Oh, wow. Alka is a professional moderator, basically. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, there's also, I think Oliver and Christian, you all are moderators for Coding Train as well. This guy mods. Okay, let's do it. So I think one thing we can do is do like a flex box on the main container and a flex wrap, and then just make the cards. Oh, I mean, this could get interesting. Not cards, but we could make these. Okay, so what if all the messages are just in a long line flowing to the right? That would suck. Oh, I guess that's true. And this is one thing I've never done before either, is putting the chat messages on my screen. Because then you can see, I guess, yeah, like how delayed? I don't know. Let's mess around with the styles though. So this element is message. What if we gave message a width of 33%? Okay, now it's tiny like that. Okay. Now what if we then so we'll give this a class of messages. Okay, this is probably not what I want to do, but I've used this before. Column count 3. Weird. No, so now the width needs to be 100%. But the messages now go like this. So this is the make each chat message a rigid body in a physics simulation. You've actually done, that's crazy. Or it could be like connective nodes or something. But now the messages go like this, and then back up, and then back down like this. It's like one of those, like Reddit had like the most unusable phone number entering tool, or like volume increasing tool. It's like, how convoluted can we make the messages? Cool. I don't want to do this. I guess I could use CSS Grid. I actually haven't worked with CSS Grid much, but I guess let's do this. If we did make this width 33%, and we give this display flex, and then flex wrap is wrap, that should wrap them from left to right. Okay, so it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe. Right? This is interesting. Let's just let this sit for a second and see how it handles new messages. Is this usable? I don't know. Like, honestly, wait, where's my mouse? One hop this time. Make them fade and disappear after a few seconds. So the original idea was, I want to be able to just click a message so that I can just let myself know that I have seen and acknowledged that message. I think I'll do that right now. But yeah, we could do CSS transitions, moving them. Vertically, you will get lost. You need to be row-based, flow, not column. Yeah, so this is definitely row-based now. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, Sanjay. Maybe that's why all chats look similar. LOL. Back to the basics. I don't know. I think I'll keep it for now. Let's be original. I'm just gonna add a little bit of stuffs now. So here's what I want to do. And actually, Oliver, you had a suggestion earlier. I forgot what it was. In terms of, oh, were you saying that new messages don't show up until I acknowledge old messages? I don't know. Remind me of what your suggestion was earlier. But what I'm thinking I want to do right now is when I click a message, add its ID to an object and maybe put that in local storage as to a message that I have acknowledged. And if I've acknowledged a message, then we'll like gray out that card so I know that I have actually clicked that message and acknowledged it in terms of I read it, I called it out, or something like that. Quick stretch, and I'm I'm gonna search. I'm gonna search this Twitch chat physics. This is something that Alka made, which is a physics simulation with chat messages. I want to see it. Oh, so are these live chats? These are like people that are live right now on Twitch, like TSM Myth and. That's fantastic. The thing is though, like this is more useful than their live chat because like if you ever look at a like a Twitch user that has like thousands of users in the chat is unusable because it's just flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. That's great. Okay, if you sorted old messages at the top, then the order would naturally be from the oldest to the newest, and you'd hide the acknowledged ones so you get a stream. This is probably why I don't want to do this because it moves. And you get the stream at the top. You get a stream at the top of the page. True. Okay. I'm going to do a whole lot of clicking, but I think you're right. So if I do now just do messages, this is from oldest all the way to newest. And really, when I click a message, I'll just hide it. Yeah, just hide it. I can maybe even have a UI that like lets me search hidden messages in case I want to like call one out or something like that. Break timer could just be all the messages blocking out the stream. That's actually a really interesting thing. So in my break timer timeout, oh, you know what? I'm not a 12 months. I did a 12-month supporter like last year. I haven't done it this year yet. But once you pay for it, you can create a, let's see, for like my micro break. I believe you can set it to be a web page. I could actually set my break to be the chats. That'd be super interesting. I could deploy this and set it there. But for now, let's click a message and hide it. So let's do this. On my data, I'll have ACK messages. So acknowledged messages. Let's just spell it out. Acknowledged. Acknowledged? I'm gonna not spell it out. And when I click a message, I'm just gonna set its ID on this object. So let's do an @click on here. now I'm going to call a function, but it's the same thing as data. I'll create a function called acknowledge and pass in the message. That looks spelled like it's spelled wrong to me. Acknowledge. Okay. And then I need a method called acknowledge. Takes in the message. And then I just need to set, I mean, technically, I could just pull it out of the array. Yeah, what I was gonna do is put the ID in here and then just do like a hide based on ID. But actually, let's pull it out of this array and put it in an acknowledged array. Okay, so that gives me the message. I'll also pass in the index so I can pull it out of the array. Do message, comma, index, and pass in the index and the message to acknowledge. And then this dot messages splice at that index one thing. So that'll remove it from the array. And then this dot ack messages I'll push in the message. And then maybe I could have a place where I show all the acknowledge messages. But now, just click it, click all day long. And they're getting pushed into my acknowledged messages. And right now, this is just in memory. Like if I reload the page, then all the messages will pop back up. And this isn't server side, this is just like in the browser. How many more to go? Okay. To improve style and readability, add margin between cards. Also, the white ones need some thin border color. Yeah, let's do it. So, a message. Well, if I give it a margin, that's going to make it larger than 33%. Let's do 30% and a margin of 1%. Yeah. The white ones need a thin border color, you think? We could do that. Would this be the opposite? Would I do one in and then do border color? Is that a thing? Oh no, border. 1 pixel solid E. Hey, that's cool. I'm okay with that. That code pen. Select the options that add trails and show chat. Oh, yeah. Let's look that back up. Show chat log. Ah! And this was what I was saying about Twitch. Like, the chat is essentially unusable. You could hold new messages, then have a click to display an outline. Wait, what? It's not totally clear to me. Add visual aging indicator to messages, maybe fade out over time. Ooh, I like that, Jim. Hold new message display until you acknowledge them, then highlight new messages. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, JT is saying like the oh, I accidentally clicked it and it went away. Maybe I need a button. I need a button to click, not just the thing itself, because I may want to highlight the message. Box sizing border box. Would I put this on the message? I'm gonna copy it, and then your message goes away. Oh, and that means I can set this to 33%, or can I? Is that what you were saying? Maybe not. Oh, put it on body. And then if I make this 33%, margin, that still pushes it down one. Is this what you meant? Quellhorst, wow. Are you saying wow because of the thing that I built today? Okay, hold new message display until you acknowledge them, then highlight new messages. Yeah, that's basically what's happening right now. Oh, add an undo button. I think I'm just gonna add a specific button that I can click because every now and then I do like to like highlight a message, but that happens. So let's add a button. I really like our like square clean lines aesthetic. Can we style a button from scratch to look like that? Don't know, but let's do it. Let's put it. Oh no! So it was all in memory. So now when the app refreshed, all of the messages are back. So probably I should be storing this like in local storage, or I could send a message to the server to mark that message as acknowledged. I probably want to do that. I don't have any auth right now, so don't know if I do want to do that. But let's show a button below the p tag. That just says check. It's decent. Put it there. Where should I put it? I could put like a little X on it, maybe? Like put the button at the top? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Potentially using CSS Grid? I have not used much CSS Grid. I've used it like once and mainly tried to use Flexbox for everything else. I definitely should start using it though. I mean, there are use cases where CSS Grid is a good case for using that versus Flexbox. Upper left. Yeah, I think upper left would look cool. Top right. Top right to look like a window. Click the button. Let's do it top right. How will I do it though? I'm gonna have to style this interestingly. Okay, this message is a flex. So let's give message button display will be flex end, right? We want it to be all the way on the end. Let's do it here. Flex. What is flex end? What is that? How do I use that? Isn't that a thing? Because if I do flex end, my thought is it's going to push it all the way to the right, and then I could do something that pushes it all the way to the top. What are your thoughts, CSS people? Interesting. I'm gonna try this. So Oliver is suggesting to use grid. Just do position relative on message, and then on the button, position absolute, top 0, right 0. I like it. Okay, but let's do this CSS Grid thing. So this is going to be on the messages container. So right now I have display flex, flex wrap. If I get rid of that, then it just makes it so it's going to be one big long line, right? But if we now add this template columns, there we go. Ooh, what just happened? Grid gap 10. I really don't know what I'm looking at though. Actually, okay. Here's the thing. That 5 pounds. That okay. So it's in the right order. Display grid, grid template columns 3. So I want 3. I don't know what 1FR is. Grid gap 10 pixels. So that's like the margin in between. But now the background is only being applied to the first element. And why do I have errors? Okay. Div ID message, avatar, message contents. Oh, now avatar, or not avatar, avatar having a width of 100 pixels is throwing things off. Oh, and then drop width 33% on the messages. Okay. On the individual message, these two things. Right, that makes sense. That's why we're doing this. Hoo-hoo, very nice. Where's our console? Okay, things are good there. Yeah, I love it. That's great. Cool. And then that has like nice even margins. There's margins on the right too. Awesome. Okay, and then you also had a suggestion for so Rodrigo, I mean, the reason I wanted a button, because sometimes I want to do this, just like selecting the text on a card. And if I do that, then it marks it as acknowledged. And I don't just want to do that immediately. So position relative on message, and then on button, position absolute, top right 0. And the message needs to be position relative. Wow. CSS guru, seriously. Cool. I like it. Technically, though, we don't even need to put it in a button. We can just like, it's fine. Ivan is saying you might want to make the button bigger so you can bulk click items easily. I think the thing is, though, because it's in the same spot every time, I should be able to just click, 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 click. Right? Rodrigo doesn't like the buttons. I'm okay with it, though. It's a nice little emoji there. Let's, instead of a check, well, I think it should be a check. I don't know, but now we can just add the @ click on that. Acknowledge with the index and the message. And here's the other thing. Anytime I acknowledge a message, I was thinking of how I could save this like when the page refreshes. So this should work, yeah. And now I can click that like crazy. And the idea is, though, I would be doing this while the stream is happening, so I wouldn't have to like acknowledge them in bulk like this. Like I would be keeping track of things, so that, yes, Oliver, props to Oliver, giving me all the CSS tips tonight. Okay, Bob is agreeing with Rodrigo. So, and I think, yeah, this was your other suggestion, clicking on the image. Do you even click, bro? Use the, so it could be click the image to make it disappear. Yeah. But then I also don't want to accidentally click the image. And the thing, like, this is a very interesting, like, user interaction problem, right? Because it's, if we're doing it to be clean, I'm building it so I know it exists. But like, if some other user was using this app, they might accidentally click that not knowing that they should. Yeah. CSS is hell. Whoever came up with the CSS rules was having a weird day. The thing is, I think it's because it's evolved over time. Like, because like there's a spec, and each new spec, they have to support mostly support all of the older features. So it's like weird new rules piled up on top of weird new rules, and they can never like start from scratch. So it's like an amalgamation of things. Interesting question from Ivan. Does the 3-column design help or confuse the flow of the conversation instead of just keeping one big column? Yeah, well, and so that's another good idea, right? Because I could have like a button container and just have like multiple buttons. So like I could have ban, acknowledge, give points, cheer, right? Like if I do like div class equals buttons, and we throw this in there. But let's say I have that. I could come up with like some other methods, but let's throw like a cheer in there. Can do beer. Let's do the. I forget what is that one? Is this one actually called? Party popper. Oh, cool. Yeah. Cheer, and then we could do like the circle with the red X, ban the user, and then now we're gonna make buttons have position absolute. Huh? Right? So I can have like actual like different buttons that I can click up here. I'd probably want them in a different order. I think I want this one all the way to the right, that one there. I probably would also want to show, like if I'm doing ban or cheer, I want to show like a confirmation that it has been done. Yeah. Okay. What I'm thinking right now is how can I save what has been acknowledged? Because I could put it in that object. I'm going to click this all day. Okay. Oh man, did I think I acknowledged too many. Okay, well, so there was a question earlier. Let me just answer these. Is that a 15-inch MacBook Pro or 17? It looks largish. And hello, Hot Little Monkey. I haven't seen you on the channel before. This is a 15-inch. And then JT is saying if the avatar is, it's funny. You retracted your messages on there, but I'm not handling that yet. So all of your old messages appear too. But I think I'm caught up here. If the avatar is pin, then you can copy text from the message. Yeah, because it could be when I click the avatar, pin the message. There's some debate. I'm going to go with buttons, mainly just because it's clear that each button does a specific thing. Cookie. Yeah, and definitely, like, these buttons don't do anything right now, but when I incorporate banning messages, I would definitely have, like, a confirmation. Yeah, then you then you misclick and ban someone by accident. No, these will definitely have confirmation on them. I don't want to just, like, instantly ban somebody. Really changed in 20 minutes. Oh, need a mark all button. Yeah. Or maybe like mark the next 10 or something like that. And then really I could even have like a way of on the right hand side maybe it's all of the messages, because then I could scroll if I need to. Buttons are popping up all over the place. A list of banned users, so I could go back. Yeah, and potential. So YouTube does have a UI where you can actually see who you've banned, and then you can unban them if you want. Oh, PTSD Windows flashbacks. Yeah, so on Macs the buttons are on the left now instead of the right. I'm like ambidextrous operating systemus. my stream is running on Windows. I code on a Mac. Float them to the top. Put them on a separate tab. Wait, what? What are you suggesting? Yeah, and HLM is saying move your ban button physically away from the other two. Right now, it doesn't do anything. Like they're just there for. I don't think I'm going to implement that tonight, but yeah, maybe I put it way over to the left so that it's not as close. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, let me. JT, can you clarify? What do you mean? What do you mean float them to the top? You can use JavaScript CSS class, toggle on and off so that you never really destroy them. The thing is, I'm not actually destroying them right now. I am just putting them into another array. So like technically, I could still show the acknowledge messages somewhere else. Maybe I do that, right? Yeah, I can create like a little message component with this in it. Let me do that. Let's make a message.view, scaffold it. We'll take this right here, and we're going to create a message component. So we can just do that. And then we'll throw that in there. And we're going to move the v4 into the parent component. And this thing is just going to have props that are message and index. And we're going to do this here. And then we need to pass the props. So message will be message, and index will be index. And then we also need acknowledge. Oh, these are separate. So we're going to pass down acknowledge as well. And then we need to bring in the message component. So let's import message from message. And then we need to tell this component that that component exists. Errors like crazy. What is happening? Cannot read property. Oh, I also need to pass down authors. Really, I should just pass down the author. Author equals authors at message.channelid. And then I can just get a single author. That's nice. Okay, so we're back. We've got a message component, but the reason I did this was now I could have, so like left-hand side is messages, and right-hand side, so left-hand side is like all the incoming messages, and then right-hand side will just be like every message that's ever come in. right? Or messages that have been acknowledged will go over there. That's what I'm thinking. So now we have another section. Class will be ACK messages. And then same thing here, but it's going to be for instead of in messages, we're going to repeat over ACK messages. Why is this complaining? Oh, I need a root element. So all of this will now need to go in a parent element. I realized I haven't looked at the chat in a second, but I'm about to. Okay, and so ACK messages are going to show over here. I think messages should be like 60%, and ACK messages should be 40%. I don't think I'm doing anything weird with spacing. So let's do messages width will be 60%. And then ACK messages will have a width of 40%. Wait, is that really what's happening? Let's go even more. Well, wait, what? Is it way down here? There's all kinds of chats coming in. I haven't seen them yet. Oh, they need to be. Actually, can I do the parent as a flexbox? Because right now they're both block level elements, but I guess not technically because this is display grid. Let's look at the latest chat. When clicked, they are added to the column right. That is the idea. Yes, so what I'm trying to implement right now is the right-hand side will be all of my acknowledged messages, and then the left-hand side are incoming messages. It's still in 3 columns, I think. But let's do this, I guess. So we have our parent section. Let's call this app. And let's give that a display of flex. And that should do it. Cool. Now they're overlapping though. Do my message have a message should be 100% width? Help me, Oliver. You're my only hope. Okay, so app section, that's 100%. Messages, whoa, okay, so they're overflowing. The messages are overflowing. Technically, I could do 2 columns. 2 columns for the messages. Let's just do that. 2. Hey, and then now when I acknowledge things, they appear there. But the size is changing, so it's hard to click the button. And then I can definitely do like a overflow scroll. Yeah, this is not good. I want this to stay the same size. And then really, I want acknowledged messages to be reversed so that the latest messages are on top, I think. Okay. Let's look at the latest chats. Do I have any CSS suggestions? Yeah, and that's a good, I probably missed a bunch of other messages, but Rodrigo has a good point. Like as the audience grows, the chat is gonna get out of control. and how am I going to manage that? I think the one thing that I'll do is I'll just look at Discord instead. So I have the contributor specific channel, so only people that have contributed, I can look at that channel. I might start locking down the Discord a little bit more, so it's not just like anybody can join. Like, I mean, anybody can join, but only people that have been in there for a while have access to certain channels, and maybe I'll watch that during chat instead. But yeah, it's definitely definitely an issue. Yes. But now it's changing. Stop changing. Like the width is changing. Is it this grid gap maybe? Because it's like when one goes away, the one that comes back is a little bit larger. Weird, weird, weird. Okay, it stopped happening. Okay, I think I'm getting close. Oh, that's why the cards are taking up like the whole content of the container. Width 100%. Messages display grid. Something like that is happening. These cards are getting gigantic. Okay. I gotta catch up on chat. Okay. Consider position fixed for the right-hand side so it scrolls separately. Okay, I could definitely do that. Oh, not that. So right-hand side, position fixed. Do I have to do something with like overflow scroll? Whoa. Got to read these messages right. Okay. Flex grow 0 on the messages class and act messages. Okay. Well, I guess, okay. Flex grow 0 on messages and act messages. Okay, but if I make this 3 columns, does that fix that too? Okay, so this is one thing that I was trying to fix, because even though this is width 60%, because this is taking up 3 columns, it actually goes outside of the container. I want it to push in and still be 3 columns, right? Position fixed, right 0, height 100, view height, overflow scroll. That makes sense, because that would put this whole right-hand thing to the right-hand side and then scroll. Okay, but I still need to work on the issue of this 3 column thing overlapping. Right, because I can add things. Oh, well, that button doesn't work. That's okay, though. Oh, and then height, 100 view height. But now, yeah, it's a nice little scrolly on the right-hand side. Cool. And then these are like scrolling through everything. Oh, can't squish them in grid. So what if I change it? Would anyone be mad if I changed this back to a flexbox? Let's see. Wait, wasn't this? Yeah, display flex wrap, and then a message. Oh, we'd have to change it though. Message here needs a width of 33%, but then on the right-hand side, a width of 100%. Okay, now the message. So that kind of works, but not really. But now maybe the avatar shouldn't be as big. Maybe the avatar is only 50 pixels. Yeah. Or maybe even less. 25 pixels. $30 pixels. 40 pixels. Yeah, but I want to specify width and margin directly on the elements because up here, I guess I'll just do a style binding. Well, not style binding, just specify the style directly. Because for these, I want the width to be 100%. This is kind of it, right? I think it looks okay. The messages are still inside the boxes. We can see their names. It's not, doesn't look too bad. Like sometimes the name is a little overflowing. The last thing, so I think I'm okay with the styling for now. It needs some work, but I'm okay with it for now. But the last thing I do want to work on is keeping track of where these things are, right? So when I acknowledge something, it should stay in the acknowledged bin when I refresh the page. And let's see. I could just use a one wide column too, would be equivalent. So make the grid have one column? So just 2 columns, is that what you're saying? Actually, I acknowledge these messages, but let's see. Quellhorst finding bugs. What happens if you type without any spaces? That, apparently. The text overflows. This is why I avoid CSS. What about one big column for the unseen messages and one small one for the archive with smaller size and scrollable? Yeah, that could work. Hey Jester, welcome to the stream. I saw this on Reddit. Thanks for being here. Oh, I see. The flex was to keep triple columns for. Yeah, that's the reason I did the flex box was to get 3 columns. But honestly, we probably just want to do 1 column, right? Like 1 column on the left, 1 column on the right. Hey Rohit, welcome to the stream. And then this happens. Morning. It's almost morning for me. It's 11:51 p.m. here. Cool, and then any new messages should pop up here. And then these are all of the acknowledged messages, which is cool. The acknowledged messages are in the order that I acknowledge them, not in the order of sent. should the right-hand side actually be the live stream instead? Like, incoming messages on the right-hand side. Yeah, honestly, this should just be 2 columns. This is weird. This is weird. I think I'm glad we explored it, but this should really just be 2 columns. Yes. So the left-hand side. Yeah, it makes more sense to pull useful messages into cars, so that if I'm far behind, I still get the live stuff. So, yeah, basically what's happening right now, the left-hand side is incoming live chats. The right-hand side are things that I've acknowledged. And what Oliver is suggesting is, should the right-hand side actually just be the live stream? Oh, that's true. Okay, so if I've acknowledged something, oh, so we literally just show all of the messages on the right-hand side. So like, don't move it out of the array. Just show everything on the right-hand side. And then the left-hand side just gets hidden once I've acknowledged it. And maybe I could even, I could have like a color indicator on the message to say whether or not I've acknowledged it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We have our reversed messages. This is just messages.reverse. Reverse messages is what I'm going to show on the right-hand side. And let's rename this class to be live messages. Cool, yeah, so these are live. The right-hand side should be live. Somebody send a message. I guess I could send a message. Yeah, so the right-hand side is live. And yeah, I definitely want some sort of style to differentiate between the two. We reduced the avatar. 100 pixels is a lot better. Yeah, I like that better. Cool. Use overflow, wrap, break word for long text with no spaces. So that should be on the message P. Where's that long message from earlier? What? No, that did not appear to work. Okay, I think I like this though. So the right hand side is just the live chat, and then here is anything that I have not acknowledged. And I think that's going to make it easier to keep track of what I have acknowledged though, because acknowledged messages I'm just going to set as an object, and I'll put their array in there. So when you acknowledge, I'm not going to, I don't want to remove it from the array. I just want to set acknowledge messages at message.id to be true, meaning I have acknowledged it, don't show it on the left-hand side. But I can't do this because I'm dynamically adding a property, so I need to use view.set. I want to set ack messages. The property I'm setting is message ID, and I'm setting it to true. Okay, so then on the left-hand side, I can say only show this if this message ID is not an ack message. Like that. Okay, so what happened? Ack messages is not defined. I need to do this dot. And then I actually don't need to pass the index anymore, but that's okay. Word break, break all on the P as well. Ooh. What? Hey, it worked. Nice. I like it. Okay, so right-hand side is the live chat that's coming in. Left-hand side, I'm acknowledging, and then I can just acknowledge all day long. And I guess the other thing is, if I have acknowledged it, let's add 50% opacity on the right-hand side. So we could do a style binding over here. Or, yeah, we should be able to bind the style. So we want opacity if acknowledges messages at ID. So if we have acknowledged that message, let's do a little bit of formatting here. So if we've acknowledged the message with this ID, then opacity is 50%. Otherwise, opacity is 1. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure there are no errors. Yeah, we're good. Clicking all day. I really do need an acknowledge all button. But the idea is, though, I would be keeping up with this during chat, and I'm about to add the feature that actually saves what I acknowledge, so I won't have to keep doing it over and over again. Mr. Unknown, smiley face. Okay, I think we're getting really close. And look at that. So yeah, when they're acknowledged, they show up as 50%. So as I acknowledge them, on the right-hand side, they show up as acknowledged. But the right-hand side is always going to be the latest chat. I like this. I like this a lot. So many clicks. Sorry. You could probably hear it really well. Because of my mic, it picks up a lot of things that on the desk itself. Look at that. I like what we have created today. I love it. Okay. Wemo has a point here. Break all messes up some words, though. Maybe we do word wrap break word. That's true because yeah, like messes up some, like it pushes it there. So what are we doing right now? Excuse me. Am I already doing word wrap? Oh, so do word wrap instead of break word? Yeah. I like that, because that'll push it down. But what happens to the, what happens? Yeah, but then when this happens, it goes off to the right. No, it won't. Okay. Just real quick, I'm going to add, like, anytime we, yeah, so I am going to put that back. I'm okay with breaking the words. It's still readable. But anytime we change the ACK messages, I'm going to store them in local storage. So, yeah. So when the page loads up, if local storage.ACK messages is a thing, then we're going to json.parse local storage.ACK messages. Otherwise, initialize it to an empty object. Cool. And then every time we add something new to ACK messages, we'll set local storage.ACK messages equal to json.stringify this.ACK messages. So now, when the page loads, we're keeping track of everything. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to have to click a bunch. Happy midnight! It is midnight. But now I'm actually storing these in local storage. That's a good point, Wemo. Super long words are that rare. Like, how often is somebody going to just do like an extremely, extremely long word? And so now in local storage, yeah, I'm keeping track of all of these IDs. So if I were to refresh the page, they stay acknowledged. And that's good enough for me for now. All right, gonna click a bit. Now, honestly, let's just acknowledge everything right now. When I get the messages, this dot messages dot for each message, we will acknowledge the message with some random index. Oh God, what did I break? I guess that's true, Quillhurst. If someone posts, well, actually, we do need an acknowledge all button. Posting before not mass acknowledgement. I'm just gonna click this button. It's fun. It's therapeutic. But yeah, well, the thing is, on YouTube chat, it doesn't allow people to post URLs. Okay. There we go. Now I need to figure out how to use, let's try this, pneumano ultramicroscopic silicovolcanosis. Yeah, and Ivan's asking, does YouTube chat allow URLs? They don't. I've honestly tried to enable it because you can also make it so that, like, if someone posts an inappropriate URL, you can just, like, remove it. But as far as I know right now, unless you're a moderator or the channel owner, you cannot post URLs in the chat. All right, I think we've done it. I have been streaming for 3 hours and 20 minutes. But this is, I'm happy with this app because basically I want to have this app open over there. And as I'm streaming and talking and all that and such, as new things come in, I can acknowledge them, and that way I don't accidentally miss new people. Because like it might be that like somebody is watching for the first time and chatting for the first time, and they say hello. And then if I don't acknowledge them, then maybe they don't come back, or they feel like I'm ignoring them, and I'm not. I just miss their message. There's a lag. I posted that then immediately after you said they didn't the first time. Oh, no worries. Yeah, so the lag is, well, for certain people might be 20 to 30 seconds. It might also be when you start watching, and also your internet speed. Whoa, what is, we make a parser that can parse some odd URL format that the chat will not block. Yeah, that'd be possible. You could use, like, instead of dots, you could, like, put the word dot in all capital letters. Like, and then we could replace it. Yeah, or just post a base 64 encoded URL. Interesting. So like domain hacks, they let you post. Can somebody put coding.garden? That actually reminds me, this was posted on Reddit recently. I think somebody shared it on, it was on another subreddit yesterday, but then today they posted it on r/webdev. This site called Itty Bitty. So you can create a web page and it encodes the data of the web page in the fragment of the URL. So like if I do like hello world, now, and the title is read this please. I could now share this URL, and this base 64 encoding on the end is the actual contents of the document. So you can literally share a URL that contains all of the contents of it in it itself. Oh, dang it, that. So if you click that link, you'll actually see what I typed, but it's not stored in the server, on a server anywhere. It's actually stored in the URL. Oh, wow. This has been open the whole time, and the browser is probably, yeah, this tab is frozen. OK. Oh, it didn't work. Remove any web addresses and try again. Bob just spelled it wrong, and that seemed to work. Conding.garden, but you could still do coding.garden. That would probably work. Missing a Morse code parser. A URL pagemaker. That's basically what that thing is. We can encrypt our messages to you and put them in chat if you want to. No worries, Alka. My computer will usually, the fan will turn on if anything is like using too many resources. Cool. Nice, Bob. Spelling it right. All we need is your public GPG keys. What is this? Oh, what's happening? Oh, I think like new messages might be breaking. B to, is it A to B? Is a base 64 decoder? Hey! That works. Cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the stream there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Ivan. I'm heading out anyways. That was super fun. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for participating. I gotta decode these base 64. Is this base 64? How's it going? It's decent. I'm okay. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks to all the new subscribers from Reddit. Hello. What else? Oh yeah, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, you can check it out on my channel. Actually, it's not on my channel. Let me add it really quick. Live streaming. Events. Wait, where did it go? Oh, not live now. Upcoming. Yes, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, first episode of Noob Quest. I'm going to be pairing with Mr. Tony from Newbie Tuesdays, and we're going to be building an app with sign up and login and auth from scratch. I say from scratch, we're still going to be using like a library for hashing passwords, a library for validating data, a library for generating JSON web tokens, but we're gonna assemble all these libraries together to make it all work. But we're gonna do it from scratch. It's gonna be super noob friendly, and we're gonna code for a while. So that happens tomorrow, but I do wanna add it to the main page. This should be upcoming live streams, yes. So if you look at my channel, you can see the link there. You can set a reminder if you do wanna tune in. And that's going to be a fun time, so tune in for that. Again, thanks everyone for watching, for sending messages, for helping me build this app. And yeah. Thanks for coding YouTube chat, too. Very welcome. Cool. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Oh, and shout out to Oliver for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, that's one thing we didn't add, but do I have it in my README? Yeah, show list. I'm definitely going to be, I'll keep working on this app and add new features, but things like at the end of the stream, I want to be able to remember to call out any super chats or anything like that. Awesome. I'll push this code to GitHub. I'll put the link in the description. You all rock. Stay awesome. Wherever you are in the world, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And I'll see you later. I will leave you with this.